Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista, nuevamente en inglés será, así que vamos a hacer un switch del idioma en este momento. So today we have a new player with us to a really good talk. We have the pleasure to have the finals MVP of the 2025 season here in our podcast. So let's give a warm welcome to the Dennis McKinney, the finals MVP.
Welcome to Tiempo Fuera.
Thank you.
Welcome, Dennis. Thank you for your time and for being here.
Yeah. So to start, we want to take back to your first time here in the league. That was last year with Leones. Take us back a little to the first time you arrived. Like, had you heard about the league before?
Yeah, I heard about it before the first 2 years. I knew a few players that came. I didn't think too much of it. I always think of a conversation I had with somebody, and they told me that I should come play. And I don't know, I had never heard of it. I had honestly never heard of Ecuador. And then I just told them that I probably wouldn't come play just because I didn't know much about it. But I think after Leones reached out to my agent after a season, and then my agent told me it would be a good move, and I ended up here.
And Leones, that season built a really great team in last year. Had you played with any of your teammates before, and what do you have heard about Fabricio, your coach?
With any of them, I haven't, but I knew a few players that had played for Fabricio and Kenny, who played with Kenny. He won a championship here. I think it was like I don't think it was for La Liga, but I think it was for like a different team that he was playing on Kenny with. But Martin Trecious, but it was Martin Trecious, and I don't know if you know him, but he played with Kenny and Fabricio, and they won a championship here. Yeah, but I don't remember the name of the league, so.
I think he won a development league.
Yeah.
I think it was that. Maybe.
I think
it was like maybe a red team. It was I don't remember.
Punto Rojo, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe Punto Rojo.
That was a weird season for Leones, but you had a really nice season last year. So what was the vibe going into the playoffs last year?
I think we were there was a lot of outside things that affected the team. I think we felt really good going into the playoffs, and that we could, especially with how we started.
Yeah.
We started 2-0 against Zamora, and then, I don't know, I feel like honestly, just to give like a lot of credit to Barcelona, I think his name is. He played here for Jorge Guzmán, the point guard.
The point guard
last year?
Yeah,
Zamora
from last year.
Yeah.
Borselino.
He went on like a crazy run.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll give more of the credit to him because we played as hard as we could trying to guard him, and everything that he was doing, he was making a lot of tough shots and making like the right read almost every play. So it was just like he made it as hard as it can be, and obviously we didn't come out on top in the series, but we felt really good. And then on top of that, we got hit with like with a lot of injuries at the wrong time. Like literally the day before Game 5, I had a grade 3 ankle sprain. I sprained my ankle, which is like probably the worst injury I've ever had, and I wasn't able to play in that game, and then the game was close. Or at the beginning of the game, I think CJ, he ended up hurting his knee, and it was still a close game at the end, and we just missed a couple free throws, and I think that's what after that, and Barcelona hit more good shots down the stretch, and I just remember that. I remember one of the like key moments in the series, I think. Like, because we were up 2-0, and then we went back to Zamora, and they had a ceremony for his grandmother, I think, before that game.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I would joke about it, but I think he was playing with like power and the love of his grandma.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he was playing with that weight on his shoulders, and I think it took him to a new level, and it helped him. Because he obviously deserves the credit for it, but it helped get him to another level, and it gave him like a really strong reason to play. And you can't do anything but have respect for something like that. Like just not taking something negative that happens in your life and then turning it into a positive.
Yeah.
So you can't root against it, but obviously we still wanted to beat them.
Yeah.
But in that playoffs, at the end of that regular season, you have to wait until the play-in to end it up to know which is going to be your team in the first round. Now, knowing everything that you told us right now, if you could have chosen your opponent between all the teams that were in the play-in that year, who would you choose? Zamora again?
It would definitely have been the Spartans.
Yeah.
Just because I like me personally, like this is nothing bad to say about the Spartans that year, but they were losing. No, they were winning that game, I think, to beat us. I mean, to play against us. I think they were winning by like 8 points or something like that with 2 minutes. And then Zamora hit like a couple of threes, got a few key turnovers, and they ended up winning the game. And we were just like, you gotta be kidding me. And we seen how Barcelona, like, that was kind of the start of what he started to do. And it was like, he took that into the series against us. And even though they lost the first 2 games, we won the second game by a lot, but we could have won it by more. And I feel like they found what they found at the end of the second game. They used it the rest of the series.
Going by this line, like prior to the beginning of the series, Zamora was coming in a really great run.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the team of Zamora once you knew that you were going to be going against them in the first round?
I thought we could beat them. I just think, like, I feel like it's more credit to them, like, seriously, just because they found it. Like, the playoffs is about, like, especially learning this year, playing this year. It's like, it's about playing your best basketball at the right time.
Yeah.
And they were playing, like, the best basketball possible at that time. So, and then there was, I feel like they scratched their whole offense, and they just let Barcelona run the show. And that's kind of what made them unpredictable, because there weren't any set plays. Like, he could come off and he could shoot it from almost half court one play, or come off, go to the rim the next play, and then the next time it's a lob to the big man that they had. And it was hard to defend and hard to predict.
Yeah.
And those are also the most dangerous teams.
Yes.
Gotcha. But I don't know. Oh, sorry. I don't know, a lot of stuff. That was probably, like, on the court and off the court, probably one of the hardest seasons that I've played, just from a physical standpoint and just from a lot of things that happen outside of basketball. But I think in the end we could have still gotten the job done. It was just a lot of outside factors that affected the team and myself. So, I just feel like in the end, I don't know. I feel like in the end we could have gotten it done, but it just wasn't meant to be at that time. Sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Sure. And you had a 2-0 lead in that first 2 games going to Zamora, that last year had one of the toughest home courts in the league.
Yeah.
Last year.
I've yet to have a good game there.
Yeah.
I've never had a good game.
Yeah.
What it was like to play in that arena?
It's fun, but it's like, it's hard at the same time. Like, for me, I like the loud environments. I like it when the crowd is in the game, whether we're at home or whether we're on the road.
Yeah.
And I would try to, like, keep it friendly and not take it too far or stuff like that, because sometimes, you know, stuff might get taken too far. But I like to have fun with it. I like to like kind of get lost in the environment when I'm playing, whether it's at home or on the road in an intense environment. But it was always fun there. I never played good there, but
but it was fun.
Yeah. It was always fun every time you went, because the crowd is involved in the game. If they see something, they say something, or you hear the yelling and stuff like that. But apart from that, hopefully one day I have a good game.
The team that has ended the regular season with the first seed has never won the championship. We've been saying it's kind of the first seed curse.
Yeah.
Do you think it's real?
Alex says the same thing. I don't know if it's that. I feel like last year that was probably another. We spent a lot of time chasing the 1 seed last year too. So I think, honestly, like Jorge Guzmán last year, they prioritize resting over trying to chase the first seed. So I think that kind of like bit us in the butt a little bit, but I still feel like we could have and should have gotten at the first round. It's just, I feel like the combination of injuries and us not taking advantage of like trying to beat Zamora at home. I think not beating Zamora at home was really tough, because it kind of made the series a little longer than I thought it should have been. And when that happens, then just one play can change everything. Like, for example, if we're not in Game 5 and we win one of the games in Zamora, I don't mess my ankle up at home before Game 5. So it's just kind of it's a tale of two things. But at the end of the day, it's basketball, and you kind of live with, at least from my perspective, you kind of live with what happens, just because for me, I give like literally everything every game. So I kind of live with the results, with whatever happens, good or bad, because I know the work that I put in away from basketball. So if something bad happens, so be it. If something good happens, you're obviously happy about it.
And the first secure still happened this year.
It's still on. It's still happening this year.
It's a lot. It costs a lot of energy, emotionally and physically, trying to chase that number 1 seed. So it's like, unless
you ended up a little bit exhausted, going to the playoffs,
just trying to get it, and then. But I feel like at the same time, no team is like, just if you're a competitive player and a competitive person, you're not gonna not try to go for it, because you want to win everywhere you go with everything you do.
And in between seasons, you went to play in Colo-Colo in Chile. Tell us a little bit about your experience over there.
We saw your game winner. I think it was in the play-in, but that was a crazy shot.
That was. I don't know. I feel like that. For the moment, it was probably one of the craziest shots of my career. But
that one,
But I feel like, just for the moment, because it was like we were in the play, like it was the game 3 of the play-in. If we lose, we're going home and stuff like that. And we're actually, like, I don't know if people realize, we're winning by like 20 or almost 20. I can't remember. We were winning by like 20 going into the fourth quarter, and we're supposed to win that game easily. And then they came back. I was on the bench for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and we were up by like 20, if not more. And I came back in and we were winning by 8. So it was like, we can't. Please don't let this happen, because it's happened to me before where I've been winning, and I've been so close to like winning, and then teams will just come back. And I'm like, please don't let this happen again. But luckily, I was able to get the ball in my hand, and I don't know, it's been this season and my first season in Uruguay. It was just like a streak where I hit like my first season in Uruguay. I hit, I think, 2 or 3 game winners that season, and then it was the same thing in Chile this past season, where it was just like the opportunities presented themselves. Like, I always tell myself, I do what I can with the opportunities that I'm given. So, like, there's no, like, it's always in your hands. Whether you have one or two opportunities a game, it's always, you choose what you do with those opportunities that happen. So, I would, like, if I have the ball with the game on the line at the end, then I try to get the best shot possible for me. And then if I make it or miss it, I live with the results from there.
Yeah.
And I think you're that kind of player that really want to take the ball
in that
moment.
clutch moment. After your experience in both leagues, how do you say the level of basketball compares between that?
I feel like they're similar in a way, but I feel like the big difference is obviously the foreigners, because here you were able to get 6 this year, and in Chile there's only 3. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more responsibilities of the foreigners sometimes rather than here, where it's like for example, I did all of that in Chile, and I come here, and now there are like 6 other people. There are 5 other people that are like, I wouldn't say like on my level, but like as far as like, and I'm not saying in a bad way, but I'm saying like we have 5 other players that are used to having the ball in those moments or having a big responsibility and like the offensive part of the game and stuff like that in that aspect. So you have to adjust a little bit. So I came into Guzman knowing that, or thinking that I wasn't going to be the guy or stuff like that, because there are 5 other people. Yeah. And you have to take the time to try to find your role. And I just knew minimum. I was just going to give everything I had on defense. And then after that,
we saw you.
Yeah. And you did,
So after that, everything else will like, the offense will come if like to say what I said before, I'll do what I can with the opportunities that I'm given. Now, to start the season, I was horrible in that aspect for my standards. I feel like to start the season, I played really bad. And like, just to not sugarcoat it. Yeah. I started playing probably the worst basketball for a season for my career. So I feel like personally just trying to put in like some days more work, but a minimum amount of work every day to try to find a rhythm, because I had no rhythm to start the season. So, and just controlling what I can on the defensive side of the ball and trying to make my impact there. Because whether my shots are going in or not, I can always control how hard I play on defense or rebounding and trying to help in that aspect.
In your second year in the league, you came to the reigning champs, to Jorge Guzmán here in Loja. You already told us that you knew that it's going to be difficult because you're going to share court with another 5 guys to want to be in the first role too. But what was the expectations about playing for Jorge Guzmán, being the reigning champs?
I kind of approached it the same way I did, like, not the same way, like, obviously, like, lessons learned from last year, but the same way that I did with Leones, because Leones was the
reigning champs.
So I felt like it was more so from receiving the energy from other teams, just trying to manage that a little bit more. Because if you're the reigning champ, like if you're the defending champions, like everybody is everybody wants to beat you. Like everybody's playing their best game. And I feel like a few teams were that way to start the season with us. Just the same way as they were last year when I played with Leones. Like there were teams like, for example, our game at the Spartans here with Loja, like it was a lot closer than we would have wanted it. Like
the regular season,
Yeah, they were like one of the, like, no disrespect to them, but they were one of the like bottom teams. So it's like, you go into that game and you're like, all right, we got to take care of business so we can kind of try to rest our bodies a little bit, like as you always want to do throughout the season. But that game ended up being a lot closer than we would have liked it. So, and I think that's part of like playing for those championship teams is you get everybody's best game every night. Everybody's watching you. So you have to embrace it, but at the same time you have to kind of match it and exceed the level.
Yeah. Going back to the beginning of the season, did you think the league this year was much more different than last year or not?
Yeah, just because there was just that one. I think that one extra foreigner
changes
it changes a lot because you have like last year, you can only start like a lot of teams. They started all 5 of their foreigners, but with Leones, we tried to bring one of our foreigners off the bench just so we can have other support from the bench. And now, if you have 6, that changes because you can start all 5 and still bring one person off the bench and rotate everybody. But I just feel like it depends on how you use your Ecuadorian players.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a key of a lot for a lot of it. And even how you use them in practice, because like one person that didn't play a lot that helped us a tremendous amount that he's not going to get enough credit for it, but I'm going to give him his credit is Nelson.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelson.
So like he didn't play a lot for us, but he went hard every day in practice. So like
that helps you.
The days that we're maybe come in a little lazy or we start slow, he's playing hard, and he's just like, you got to match it. We want to match it.
Yes.
We don't want to lose we always want to win every day. And,
even in practice.
Yeah, and he makes sure that we're going to have to earn our win every day if we want to win the day. So he was somebody that helped us a lot because he's strong, fast, sets good screens, plays really hard on defense and everything. And that always it kept honestly everybody on their toes because in my eyes he can guard 1 through 5. So it's just for just how you use your Ecuadorian players for me.
Yeah.
Like because I know I don't know for a fact, but my guess is like some people don't even try to use their Ecuadorian players.
Yeah.
When I feel like they should to help the team get better. Like
and we have a really good national players now.
Even if it is in practice, like just letting them know or reassuring them maybe you're not playing when the games come, but you're really helping the team because
make them feel important.
If they don't feel important, then they're not going hard in practice or they're not helping. And I feel like even some days Ray helped us. Like we might not sometimes we might not guard him in the corner, but then there's days where he's like, all right, you don't want to guard me, then he's making shots, or we might turn and look this way, we're looking at the ball, and then we turn and look back in the corner and he's underneath the basket making a layup. And then we're mad at ourselves trying to get back on defense. So it's a little bit of, I feel like that little stuff, at the end of the day it helps. And I think I said it yesterday in my post on Instagram that it really takes, it's 1 through 15 or however many players you have on the team.
And at the beginning of the regular season, you had a difficult start. Yeah. You came from Leones from last year, being the best international players in our league in last season. And also people start talking about if you were the same player of last year. Yeah. But what do you feel was the biggest challenge from that first few games here in Loja?
I just feel like I didn't have a good rhythm. I don't know. I was putting in the same amount of work, but it was just whenever the games would come, I don't know, it just felt different. The ball, and for me, the ball was different. So it was just trying to adjust to the ball too. I feel like a lot of shooters that were shooters last year, they had not had a hard time shooting, but it was a hard time adjusting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somebody that I talked about a lot. Percentages were down this year. Then, because I think he shot 40% last year. Was Chervo.
Oh yes.
Zamora. He shot you couldn't leave him open last year.
Yeah.
And then you change the ball, and it's now we're in film, and people are saying we're not like the team, but like percentage wise, we're like he's a non-shooter, and I'm like, that's his percentages. Yeah. I've seen him.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah, I've seen him shoot the ball like, in my face. So I know he's a shooter.
Yeah.
But you have to. But like during the season, you have to play the percentages. If somebody's not shooting good, it's like.
Yeah.
You have to play the percentages.
That was a thing in the NBA too. I think the ball change.
Yeah, with the Wilson.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people weren't shooting good when the ball first changed with the Wilson. But for me, it was like I was shooting my same shot, but I kind of had to make some adjustments to it, and then it started to fall a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then obviously in the finals, I think I shot my best, but. To start the season, I think I was as low as 16% from three, if I remember correctly. Because I don't really care for like the quantity of shots. I feel like the quality and the percentage of my shots are way more important than just how many shots I shoot. Because being more efficient is probably the most important thing than how many shots you shoot and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
go ahead.
No, I was just talking about it just felt different. Like, and it also felt weird too because I'm used to shooting.
Yeah.
Like a lot of, like, not a lot, but I'm used to shooting contested shots sometimes. And throughout the beginning of the season, it was like, it felt weird. Like, it sounds weird to say, but it felt weird to be open. Yeah. Because I shoot the ball a little straight.
Okay.
And when people come to like put their hand up, you have to like kind of shoot over their hand, so it gives you kind of a natural arc on the ball. So that would help me sometimes when people put a hand up. So now people are not even putting a hand up, so it's like I have to try to put more arc on the ball by itself. And I don't know, I felt the first half of the season was like really bad, and I like really beat myself up about it. And Don, he was always telling me to like just trust the work that we putting in because me and him would shoot literally every day at the end of practice and up until the end of the season, and it eventually paid off. And he was always like one of the first ones to look at me or tell me, because he knew like the work that we put in. And I'm not as good a shooter as Don, and he'll tell you that, but
and
just watching him, no matter what I did, coming back to practice and him beating me in the shooting drills he showed me, that keeps you like grounded. So.
And we love that you guys tell us these little things, because people didn't knew that little stuff that you guys live inside the court, in practice and everything. So these things help people know what happened.
A little better, yeah.
Yes.
Almost at the middle of the season, you had a rough patch where you lost that 3 games that led to the coach swap. So how was to find a balance again as a team with a new coach and when the new teammates you had? That's when Mike and Jerry came to the team too?
And Brian too.
Yeah. I think that was just a lot of us leaning on each other, just because a lot of change like that mid-season isn't normal.
Yeah.
So we just kind of, like as a team, we kind of went into a bubble and was just relying on each other with the support. And I know I had a lot of support from just my teammates around me, even when I was playing bad, to just keep playing the game that I know I can play. And I feel like just us relying on each other, and then and then Claudia coming in and just reinforcing to rely on each other. And he would always tell us before games or after practice to play for us. And I feel like that's what we did when there was any struggle or anything like that. Like even when we would fight it, like sometimes, like, because sometimes family fights. So even when we would fight to each other sometimes, like we knew not to take it so far. Like one thing I'll probably be laughing about for a while is when we were in Cuenca for game 4. I don't know if nobody probably noticed, but Jerry, he was letting me have it. He was yelling at me like pretty bad. And, like,
we kind of noticed.
Everybody seen it. So just to make a long story short, at half court, and there was a foul call, and I thought they were free throws. I was at half court with my back turned. He called me, and then so he's always on me about just making sure I'm focused and stuff like that. And that was probably one of the times where I wasn't as focused as I needed to be. And he knows that I respect him a lot, and he could talk to me. And that goes for anybody on my team, coach, player, anything. That whether it's aggressive or it's nice, you can kind of. I'm fine with taking criticism.
Yeah.
So he was like hitting me on the chest, and I'm just like.
Yeah, we were talking about that play because I remember telling him like that has to be one of the first times that you didn't transition to defense, like in the whole season. I have never seen you not transition to
because you are the player that
always
was
transitions. He's the first at the other side of the court.
Yeah, so it's like that was just a misunderstanding on my part on. Like no, I didn't know that they didn't have free throws, but I say that to say like we always like no matter what, like if things look bad on the outside, we're always good, and like we can yell at each other, but at the end of the day, we know we all want the same thing, we all wanted the same thing, and thankfully we got the job done.
Yeah.
It was always one common goal, and we knew not to take it personal.
And what do you think was the biggest difference between the team that you were pre-coach changed and to the team that we saw almost undefeated in the playoffs?
Just playing defense together. Like I feel like we're on a string on defense. Like we knew where to rotate, and if somebody messed up, we knew to try to get it fixed as quick as possible. So I think just trusting our rotations and stuff. I feel like before, like just not individually, like as a team, we seemed like a team that even when I watch film, like we seemed like a team that didn't trust what was behind us necessarily. Like we didn't trust that. We didn't want to go here and leave our man because we didn't know if our teammate would go to pick him, like would go to rotate.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a lot of Claudio's mentality.
Yeah.
It sure showed before after the
and he would always tell us like offense isn't for everybody, but defense is.
Yeah.
He told us in an interview.
And you told me a lot of times when I interviewed you after the games, you told me the same.
Yeah, but that's always my mentality too, just from my first.
That's your mentality too.
Yeah, just from even before I started playing professional basketball, when I was getting ready for my first job, there was a guy that trained me named Tristan Spurlock, and he would always get on me about defense. Like it's not all about offense. Like how many stops can you get? How many times can you stop the person that's guarding you? And for me, I just took it as, okay, you can score 20 points, but if you give up 20 points, at the end of the day, it's going to balance out. So just not only trying to stop the best player on the other team, but just taking it as like a personal challenge.
You talked about how you had the difficult start to the season. What was the moment where you started to feel comfortable with your game?
I would say the second time we played Leones in Loja. I feel like after that game, I was able to find a few spots, and that was actually the game where we had no coach.
That's what I want to point out.
So it was just playing free. I feel like before I was playing like not timid, but to kind of make everybody around me comfortable and not. But as a result of that, I wasn't comfortable. But that's just how I am, and just trying to make sure. Trying to make sure my teammates are comfortable. I'm trying to make sure, like, the ownership is comfortable with everything that's going on. But I feel like it had me playing like a little timid, not on defense, but just on offense, just because. And at that time too, Ty was in a really good rhythm, so just trying to make sure he stayed in a good rhythm.
Yeah.
Don stayed in the like just trying to make sure everybody because it was 6 of us.
Yeah.
And there's not 6 basketballs on the court, so
Yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, somebody like I'm not gonna say somebody's gonna play as bad as I did, but somebody's numbers were gonna be lower than they usually are, and mine were at that particular time. And even throughout the finals, there were people on our team numbers that are lower than they're used to seeing.
Yeah.
And it's because it's not. It's just somebody's gonna lose out in my eyes. And for me, it was at the beginning it was me at the beginning of the season, and then it was a few other guys at the end of the season. But at the end of the day, I think as long as we got the job done on defense, I think we're all happy.
But the offense, you can manage
the
offense. And at the end of the regular season, you had one of the most controversial games against Cuenca in Azogues. You made the game winner in that game. Then the game was awarded to them, and then was finally a win for you guys. Tell us about that final play and the moment that came after, from your perspective on the court.
So I got the steal, and then I got the steal. I wasn't expecting that at all. I think because I saw number 9. I think number 9. I forget his name. He was underneath the basket, wide open. So I started to go underneath the basket to like maybe try to get a block shot or foul or something. And then I saw Jones throw the ball over Perdomo's head, and I was like, "Oh, it's coming right to me." And I grabbed it, and all I remember is like at the end of the game. I feel like at the end of the game, like there were some opportunities that I could have gotten that I didn't take advantage of, and I was kind of frustrated at myself for that. So like. Not selfishly, but selfishly, I told myself I'm not passing this ball.
It's gonna be my ball.
Yeah, and there I started to go right, and all the teams were forcing me to go to my right hand, and the whole left side of the court was open. So I took one dribble with my right, and then the whole left side of the court open, and I felt cave like to my right, and I was like, I just gotta. If I get the ball over him, I know I can make it. And then after I made it, it was when I did the LeBron thing.
Yeah,
that was just completely out of instinct. But then I started to celebrate with like the people that came down from Loja.
Yeah.
And then they said that the basket didn't count, and I just walked to the locker room as quick as possible because I was gonna throw something.
Yeah. Did you always feel like you were in time, or you had no idea at the moment?
I had no idea, but my teammates told me like you got that off like way before.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, so why doesn't it count? And I went to the locker room before I broke something, and then I changed my clothes, and as I was coming out, like everybody was coming in saying like they counted it. And then when I walked back up, everybody was done celebrating, and they took like every picture that's taken from that after that game, I'm not in it because I just left the court after they said it doesn't count.
Going to the playoffs, you had to wait again a little bit to a rival confirmation, and once you knew it was Zamora again for you. You had Zamora last year too. What was the feeling among the team about the series ahead?
That we can beat them. We just had to. It was all dependent on us and how we played defense and how we moved the ball on offense. For me personally, like inside my own head, I didn't tell anybody this, but I was just saying like, don't do the same thing you did last year. But I feel like as a team, we felt confident about the series. I remember texting Joe, just talking trash and all that stuff. But
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah, how it was to play against Joe?
It was good. I think there was a moment in game 1 where I got switched onto him and I got the stop. And then I think, well, not that play, but the next play, I ended up hitting a 3 on him, and I told him about it. But it was just fun. And then obviously he didn't He didn't play game 3.
Yeah.
So I wanted to play against him for game 3 because that would have been fun, especially with. I don't know because I don't know how that game would have went with him playing because.
Vanegas was going crazy in that game.
He had almost 30 points in the first half, Vanegas.
Yes, and I'm still mad about that, thinking about it, because I was guarding him. So that was crazy. It was crazy. And then it felt like everything I did was, I feel like I did everything wrong possibly that game too. Like I think I made the worst play of my career that game. So I got a rebound and I ran down the court, but I was just looking straight at the rim. And Brian was to my right. Brian Catarelli, he was to the right, wide open. All I had to do was literally, I could have handed him the ball for him to dunk it. And then I tried to dunk the ball and it was just bad. It was bad. But luckily, I'm not gonna lie, Mike, he covered up for me that game because I played really bad that game. I ended up hitting the big 3 down the stretch, but besides that, Mike, he covered up for me that game. He slowed Vanegas down a little bit, and then it allowed us to get some type of rhythm offensively. So shout out to Mike for that.
And that first round series was the rematch of the 2024 finals. Did you expect to sweat the series?
Personally, yeah. I knew it wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah.
Even expecting to do that, because it's not easy to sweep anybody, beat anybody 3 times in a row. But yeah, just because I felt like we went into that series playing some of our best basketball too. We didn't have any blowouts or anything or nothing like that, but we played a lot of close games and
also Ty didn't play in that game.
The game at Zamora.
Yeah, the game at Zamora. Yeah.
He didn't play in that game, so we felt like we had a good chance, and Ty was playing some of the best defense on the team at the time too.
Yeah.
So I remember last time the point guard from Zamora, he really killed us when he didn't play. So us having him back really helped a lot too, because he was able to get through a lot of the screens that point guard was using and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, you expect to win every game, but we did that third game. They made it as hard as possible.
Yeah. You guys ended up sweeping the series. How it was to have that extra week of rest ahead of Barcelona or Piratas, considering that they went to game 5?
It was, especially with how the first game went against Barcelona.
Yeah.
It was definitely good for us, because if you can, you could tell, but also we could tell too that they were still a little tired from that series. So we took advantage of that, and we was able to run and take advantage of some things. But I feel like that for me, the rest factor, it plays a part for one game, the first game, but I feel like after that it's kind of on even playing fields. But it still means a lot, because sometimes a series is won or lost by one game. So that one game is possibly what could have helped us close out the series.
And that semifinals against Barcelona, a team that you couldn't beat in the regular season, and who had a home court advantage over you. How did the team approach that 2 games in Guayaquil?
We wanted both of the games, but we wanted to take both of them. But obviously we didn't win the second game. But just trying to, Claudio would always tell us if we want to be champions, that we're going to have to win on the road. So just approaching it as it's us against everybody. So we took a lot of pride in just trying to get one and making sure everything always leads back to defense. If we were able to guard them and we were able to run, then that would take care of a lot of other problems that we could potentially have. But just approaching it aggressively and trying to play as good as defense as possible.
You ended up winning that game 1 with a wide difference. Did that change how you approach the rest of the series?
No, I feel like we approached it like just we're trying to win every game, obviously, but I feel like unintentionally we kind of like let our guard down in game 2. Like we didn't try to. We didn't say that we were going to give them game 2, but it's like kind of human instincts kick in.
Yeah.
And it was like at the same, we want in our minds we want 2, but our body's saying like we came for 1, so we'll be good going back. As long as we just gotta win the next 2 at home, and we have a really good home court advantage, so we just depending on that.
And you ended up taking the series 1-1 back to Loja, where you had one of the most difficult games on your playoff round in that game 3. Take us inside that halftime of that game.
You were down, I think, that game.
Yeah,
that game 3 at halftime, like with 4 points
in
or
game 3.
like that.
I mean, I feel like for us the game was, it wasn't where we wanted it to be, but it was. We just knew if we kind of changed the rhythm of the game to run a lot, that like a lot of teams wouldn't be able to run with us.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were able to run more in the second half of that game, and then obviously. The thing, I feel like we also kind of like, it's not the same idea, obviously, but just turning a negative into a positive with the Mike injury.
Yeah.
He hurt himself in the third quarter. I was just trying to turn that into as much positive energy as we could. And it was also tough, too, because he was also getting in a good rhythm before that happened. But I feel like as a team, we just... Like literally right after he came off the court, coach walked into the huddle and says, let's do it for Mike. And I feel like we took that on the court with us.
Yeah. In the same game that you finished your series, Cuenca finished also their series. First of all, did you expect Cuenca to be the other finalist?
No. I don't think
I think nobody.
I think nobody,
I don't think anybody did, but at the same time, that's for me. That's more credit to them because they took the underdog mentality and they ran with it. And they weren't a bad team by any means, but it was just like nobody was expecting. I think they were 6 seed.
They were 4.
4? Yeah, 4. So I mean that's not even that low, but at the same time I think they ended up playing the first seed after the first round.
Yeah. They had the first seed in the second round, and also a tough series in the first round.
Yeah. So I feel like it's the playoff thing. Like if they just found a good rhythm at the right time, and they were playing really good defense, and I feel like that was a big case because against Portador they got out in transition. A lot. And then at the same time, Portador was struggling covering them in half court. So.
Yeah.
And Cuenca was coming from sweeping in Portadora,
who
was the first seed. What did you expect from Cuenca for that first 2 games in Loja in the finals?
Me personally, my personal goal or objective was just I was worried about Cave just because I knew that was going to be my matchup. And obviously, he's a three-time.
Yes, 3.
He's gotten MVP 3 times. So just trying to, for me, taking that as like taking a underdog approach to it. Just saying like, all right, he's won the MVP 3 times, and I'm trying to just keep him below his usual numbers and trying to watch as much film as I can to play as best defense as I can. Because obviously he's going to make some shots, but just trying to make it as difficult as I can on him.
I've always wanted to ask you, do you ask for your defensive matchups or Claudio just handed it to you?
He usually hands them to me, but he knows that I want to guard the best player on the team. Winner, I think I like the trust that he has in me. Like whether I win or lose the matchup, he knows that I'm going to give everything that I got, and he knows that I'm going to prepare the way that I need to, not just physically but mentally. It was like watching film and stuff like that. So I feel like he trusts me with that, and that gives me the confidence to go on the court and play defense really aggressive.
Yeah. That game one, you come up with one of your best games of the season. You won with a huge margin. We talked to Claudio after the game, and he was very adamant with the mentality that it was just the first game. What were you thinking about the rest of the series after that dominant game one?
I think I had the same approach as that. It was just only one game. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if we won by 50 or if we won by 2, it's still just one up. And I think the first part of the second game, they showed that it was only one game.
Yeah.
And it was really close, and eventually we were able to kind of win by a good margin. But at the same time, I feel like they took some good things from that game that they were able to put into game 3 at Cuenta, where they won too. So, I feel like after that first game though, it was at the end it was just one game, but if you beat somebody like that too though, you expect them to respond, especially if they made it all the way to the finals. Like, you don't want to just make it to the finals and lose every game by 40.
And as you said, in that game too, Cuenca showed that they could compete in the first half, of course, of that game. After that, did you feel Cuenca could play better in their home and with their people?
Of course, yeah. Like obviously we wanted to beat them there. We tried to, but it was just, I mean, they got a lot of passionate fans. They have people that are attentive to the game too. So they made it as hard as it can be, and they gave them a lot of extra energy too. I feel like. So I feel home court is really like in the playoffs. You really feel like it's a thing just because you're playing a lot of days in a short time. So it's like you need that energy from your fans, and they were able to use it just like we use it. Yeah. But sometimes we were able to, like for me in game 4, actually use a lot of the energy that they had towards us.
You were pretty worried with the people.
We saw you in that game. Yeah,
we noticed.
I was just having a little fun. It's all part of the game. It's same thing I said earlier. Just talking a little bit. Nothing too. I didn't say anything crazy, but They were saying some crazy stuff, but it was just... You
were just looking at them after doing it.
We saw you. I don't know if it was in the third or in the fourth quarter that you have 2 free throws. Yeah. And we were...
Just behind the basket.
Behind the basket. And beside us was crazy fans of Cuenca that were like... and you just saw them...
Yeah. And smiled, just a smile,
You finally made the 2 free throws.
Yeah, it was just kind of, I don't know, for me it's just embracing it, because just embracing the energy, whether it's good or bad, just making more positive energy, if it's any negative energy, turning it into positive energy, while not being distracted from the game, obviously, and stuff like that. But just, I don't know. I like the signs that they had and stuff like that. It was all fun. It wasn't like anything personal or nothing like that. Yeah. I think the third game, one of the fans had the car baby sign. But so we had it like upside down, and I had to tell him like, you have to flip the sign, right? You have to flip the sign because it was upside down. And then he looks at it and he's just laughing. But game 4, they were quiet. That third quarter, and I love that third quarter.
You ended up losing that game 3, and they had a chance to tie the series at home with a packed arena. That the game 4 was with a really full arena. At that point, did you have the feeling that it could be a long series, or were you confident that you were going to get the win and they'll close it up at home in Loja?
For me, just using the energy that they're putting towards us, because obviously they want us to lose, and they're not going to cheer against their team, but. I feel like some people are players, they might think too much about it or what people are saying and stuff like that. But for me, I just try to use the energy to, if they're booing and stuff, just try to use it to give me more energy. Mm-hmm. So if I can make them be quiet,
You took over in the second half of that game.
Yeah, that was probably one of the better feelings. And the whole time I was just telling them, "Te quiero."
Yeah.
And in Game 5 at home with a full Coliseum here in Loja, you ended up winning the first back-to-back in the league history. As well as your first overseas championship, how do you reflect on it now?
Just that everything happens for a reason. Last year when I was with Leones, there was something big that happened off the court, and I think it was a coincidence that the next game after that, we played Guzmán, and I feel like me coming here the next year was just like, and winning the championship was all like full circle for me. And that was actually the day we played Guzmán last year in Riobamba was the first day that I met Don, and he gave me some words before that game, and I think me and him have been in contact ever since. And then he was actually one of the first people to text me when he found out that I signed here, because I didn't know he was coming back. And then he texted me that he was coming back, and then I just told him practices are going to be fun. So, I feel like it took us a while to get going, but once we got going, it was hard to slow us down.
Yeah. Now that you have played here in Ecuador for a couple of seasons, what is the top 3 of arenas to visit here in Ecuador for you?
Has to be Loja, because when I came here last year,
you were on the other side. You were in the other side.
Even from the other side, it was just like, it's crazy in here. I have to say, I'm not saying this just because we're in the finals with them, but Cuenca too. Because Cuenca, they always have a lot of people at their games. Like even last year when I went there with Riobamba, that game was crazy. And then a third.
Tough question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I'm trying to remember all the teams so I don't, because I feel like I'll forget somebody. I want to say Parates, but
Ibarra.
Yeah, because they always have a lot of people, and they have a lot of. I like the crowds that talk the most.
Yeah.
It's boring when nobody's like talking or they're just not just watching the game, because obviously everybody watches the game, but a little trash talk never hurts.
Yeah, when they're involved.
I know Ibarra, they talked a lot, but probably I'll probably say Cuenca and Loja for sure.
Yeah.
Loja, which it's kind of crazy. Loja they have a lot of people at the games, but they don't talk trash to the other team, which is okay. It's fine with me, like, because they didn't do it when I came here for Riobamba. But they don't do it to other players. But other teams, crowds will do it to us, which is.
They didn't trash talk you last year when you came here with the Leones.
No, the people were nice, which is you don't usually get that from, especially when there's a lot of people.
Because people here in Loja hate Leones.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that?
No, but they don't talk trash though, so it's like they might boo you and stuff like that, but you don't get like the. I want the
trash talk.
I want the good stuff. I don't want anything like. I don't want it to be like half. If you're gonna go all in on trash talking.
Yeah.
And maybe it's early to ask, but can we expect you to see you back here next year?
I would like to.
Yeah.
It's a long time away, but right now, yeah, I would like to for sure. But because I'm always a player or person that if I'm comfortable somewhere, if I'm happy somewhere, I like to go back. And not even just because we won a championship and everything worked out the way it did, but just even when I feel like one of the things that I appreciate the most that people probably don't know is that like even when I was playing bad, like there were still people texting me on Instagram or when I talk to people, like they would tell me you're gonna be the MVP and all this other stuff. And I was just like sometimes I wouldn't respond, and other times I would like literally laugh about it. And I'm just like, this is not gonna happen. But it ended up happening, and like the same people were like even when I was shooting 16% from three, which is like, that was probably by far the worst from any player in the league, and it ended up the way it did. So, like, even when I was playing that bad offensively, people were still like being positive and telling me it was all going to work out. So,
we were one of them. In prior to the season, I actually had you like in my top 3 scorers for the season.
Yes.
Maybe that was bad on my part.
Yeah.
And now you guys have your first international experience for the team, for Jorge Guzmán.
Yeah, which is...
What do you expect for that?
What can we expect from the team?
What can the people of Roda expect?
For us to play first and foremost, play hard. Just because for me personally, I'm always a person about history, and obviously up until this point, nothing has been new for Aloha. They've been the champions the past 3 out of the 4 years of the league. So just bringing something new, a new feeling to Aloha, and trying to just embracing the opportunity to make new history, because this hasn't been done in Aloha's history. There's been teams from Ecuador, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you guys know this. Have they made it out of the?
No, never.
So it'd be a first time if we win the 2 games that they made it out of the first window. So.
Yeah, you have the chance. We trust in you.
Yeah. So just for me personally, just embracing that, because I'm always trying to. I always want to make like new history.
Yeah.
And who doesn't? So just trying to push as hard as we can these couple practices, and getting like acclimated with like some of the newer players on the team that we're bringing in, and go from there. But we're minimum, we're going to be playing this definitely as hard as we can.
Yeah. And now to end the episode, we're going to do a little dynamic when we're going to ask you some flash questions. So you have to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. So first, favorite Ecuadorian food?
Cebo de pollo.
Favorite pre-game song?
Pre-game. Right now, Underground Kings by Drake.
Yeah. Favorite NBA player?
Paul George.
Your favorite moment?
All time.
All time.
Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Dwayne Wade. Your favorite moment of your career?
Championship.
Yeah. Favorite moment of this season?
Championship MVP.
Yeah.
And your favorite teammate?
Don and Don and Kenny.
Yeah.
I have to go Kenny too.
Toughest player to guard this year?
What was his name from Importador? Paul.
Oh, okay.
Mike Paul?
Yes, I probably played the most physical defense on him that I could have without fouling, and he still scored a lot of the times. He killed me both times we played. And the second time, I was mad because he was hurt, and he still still was scoring.
Favorite word in Spanish?
Estúpido.
That's a great answer.
Kenny will appreciate that.
And finally, best advice you can give to your younger self?
Trust your work. Trust the plan.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis,
for being here.
Thank
you for your time.
Sorry to bother you a lot.
No, it's okay.
But people really was asking for this interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
People.
I was nervous the whole time, but
No, don't worry. You did great.
Yeah. We really enjoy.
Maybe the coffee helped.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed the interview, and I'm sure that people is gonna love this interview too.
People,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, hopefully we can see you here next year too. Hopefully, and once again, thank you for your time. Y con ustedes, amigos, nos vemos el próximo episodio. Muchas gracias.
Bye.
Ciao.